Imagine discovering that your visa has expired, but learning that your journey in the United States does not have to end there. Many people believe that once a visa expires, there are no legal paths forward, but that is not true. There are several lawful options that may allow someone to remain in the United States, even after an overstay, if they act carefully, stay informed, and understand how the immigration system works. Every week, countless individuals worry about enforcement, fear unexpected consequences, and feel unsure about their future. The reality is that U.S. immigration law is complex, but it still provides solutions for people who qualify. Understanding these options can make the difference between living in constant fear and taking responsible steps toward stability. This discussion focuses on practical, lawful pathways that are commonly available, explains the risks involved, and highlights why preparation and accurate information are essential. One of the most well-known and powerful ways to remain in the United States after a visa overstay is through a close family relationship with a U.S. citizen, particularly marriage to a U.S. citizen or sponsorship by an immediate relative such as a U.S. citizen parent. Under current immigration law, immediate relatives of U.S. citizens are treated differently from other categories. In many cases, an overstay can be forgiven when adjusting status inside the United States, which makes this option extremely valuable. However, recent enforcement trends have made this process more sensitive than it was in the past. In certain cities, applicants attending adjustment interviews have faced increased scrutiny, and in some situations, individuals with long overstays have been temporarily detained. While this can sound alarming, it is important to understand the full picture. Many of those individuals were released shortly afterward and continued their cases through the legal process. The key lesson is preparation. Applicants must be ready to clearly explain their immigration history, the reasons for their overstay, and any factors that support their case. Being married to a U.S. citizen or having a qualifying immediate relative remains one of the strongest forms of protection under immigration law, but it requires honesty, documentation, and awareness of how policies are being enforced in different regions. Another important pathway for people who have overstayed their visas is asylum. Asylum is designed to protect individuals who cannot safely return to their home countries due to fear of persecution based on specific protected grounds, such as political opinion, religion, nationality, race, or membership in a particular social group. Timing is critical with asylum. In most cases, an application should be filed within 1 year of arrival in the United States, although there are exceptions. The longer someone waits after an overstay, the more difficult it can be to explain the delay. The asylum system has also become more demanding, with higher evidentiary standards, longer processing times, and increased review. That does not mean asylum is no longer an option. It means that claims must be well prepared, supported by credible evidence, and presented consistently. For individuals who genuinely fear returning to their home country, asylum can provide a lawful way to remain in the United States, obtain work authorization, and eventually apply for permanent residence. Choosing to do nothing and remain undocumented is often the riskiest option, especially when a legitimate asylum claim exists. A lesser-known but very important option involves protection for victims of labor trafficking or severe workplace abuse through what is known as a T visa. Many foreign workers enter the United States legally on employment-based visas with the expectation of fair treatment. Unfortunately, some employers exploit this system by making false promises, withholding wages, confiscating passports, forcing excessive work hours, or using threats related to immigration status to control workers. When this level of exploitation occurs, it may qualify as human trafficking under U.S. law, even if the individual originally entered the country legally. The T visa exists specifically to protect victims of such abuse. A worker may not realize that unpaid wages or loss of status due to employer misconduct can create eligibility for this form of relief. This option can provide lawful status, work authorization, and a path toward permanent residence. It is particularly important for individuals who believe they overstayed because an employer failed to meet legal obligations, as responsibility may not rest with the worker. In addition to these three main options, there is another form of protection that can apply to certain individuals who have overstayed their visas, the U visa. The U visa is intended for victims of specific crimes who have suffered substantial harm and are willing to assist law enforcement in the investigation or prosecution of those crimes. This includes victims of domestic violence, assault, fraud, and other serious offenses. For individuals who entered the United States legally and later overstayed, the U visa can offer a way to remain lawfully while cooperating with authorities. Processing times for U visas are long, often taking several years, but approved applicants may receive work authorization and eventually become eligible for permanent residence. While this option is not available to everyone, it is a critical form of relief for those who qualify and should not be overlooked. What ties all of these options together is the importance of taking action rather than remaining in uncertainty. Immigration laws and policies continue to evolve, enforcement priorities shift, and procedures can vary depending on location and individual circumstances. Overstaying a visa does not automatically mean that all hope is lost, but ignoring the situation can limit future options. Whether the path forward involves family sponsorship, humanitarian protection, or relief for victims of abuse or crime, each option requires careful planning and accurate information. Staying informed, understanding current policies, and seeking proper guidance can significantly improve outcomes. The U.S. immigration system may be challenging, but it still offers lawful solutions for many people who believe they have run out of options. The most important step is learning what applies to your situation and moving forward with clarity rather than fear. As we come to the end, remember this one important message: an expired visa does not automatically mean the end of your future in the United States. Immigration law still provides lawful paths for people who qualify, even after an overstay, but the key is awareness, preparation, and timely action. Every situation is different, and small details can make a big difference in the outcome of a case. Staying informed about current policies and understanding your options can help you avoid costly mistakes and unnecessary fear. If you are facing uncertainty, take your situation seriously, learn your rights, and explore your legal possibilities carefully. Knowledge, planning, and responsible decisions are the strongest tools you have moving forward.